I am your host, Danielle Mims. Welcome to Think Like a Kid, the podcast that helps parents and teachers stop guessing and start teaching the way kids actually learn. After working with hundreds of kids, I can promise you this: one-size-fits-all learning doesn't work. It's time to stop making kids fit the system and start shaping learning around the child. Each week, you'll get quick wins, creative ideas, and brain-based strategies to make learning hands-on and fun again. So whether you're in the classroom, the car, or halfway through your coffee, I am so glad you're here. Let's think like a kid. Hello, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Think Like a Kid. I am so glad you're here. I can't even believe how many people are actually listening to this. And every time someone says, "Oh, I listened to your episode on blah, blah, blah," I'm like, wait, really? Like, you're listening? So it just makes me feel so good. So truly, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is a huge passion project for me. I have no idea what I'm doing, in all honesty, but I've always wanted to do a podcast, and it just feels so special that you're a part of this journey with me. So today we are going to talk about something that I would love as many kids to be as prepared for as possible. So as the summer is here, right? We are going to be going into the school year. Maybe your kid's going to kindergarten, maybe a preschool, maybe a daycare, and there's skills that I want your child and I want my own kids to have so that they feel confident and secure in who they are. I want them to be able to make relationships and speak up and advocate and all of those things that I know you want for your kids too. And an activity that I've done as a teacher, an activity that I sell to teachers, an activity that a lot of teachers will do in their classroom is one that I put in my preschool curriculum. And if you did not purchase the preschool curriculum, no worries at all, because I give away my first unit, which is the All About Me unit, absolutely free. And I do that because I just want to, even if someone just wants help with a week getting started, but there's so much in there that you could even stretch this All About Me unit to a whole month if you wanted to. You don't have to cram it all in. But the first unit is to empower your child to notice their talents and their abilities and what makes them special and unique. So you'll see that theme woven throughout Unit 1. And on Monday, the very first day, the first activity, so if you're in the program, you know that it goes with the song. You could do the song and the poem. There's a regulation warm-up. There's a read aloud and a literacy mini lesson, a math mini lesson, and then a main learning activity. And then I always have an extra, whether that's a handout or something for you to do with your kid. But Monday, the main learning activity is an All About Me bag. And I'm going to explain what that is. And I'm going to give you the link in the show notes. So if you wanted to download exactly what I'm talking about for free, you can do that too. So Monday, you're going to start by reading the book Marvelous Me by Lisa Bullard. And you're going to read it playfully with your kid. And it's really just about figuring out what makes them special, what makes them unique. What do they have to offer and bring to the table of this humongous world? Because they have a lot. And we want our kids to be able to recognize that and to realize how special that they are. So you'll do that. You're going to introduce the letter sound of the week if you want, if that's what you're doing. But if you're just here for the activity, that's fine too. And what you're going to do is you're going to print off the handout that I have. It just says All About Me bag. They'll put their name on it and they can color it. And you're going to grab a brown paper bag. Do you remember? Maybe not, but back when I went to school, my mom and dad packed my lunch in like a sack lunch, like a brown sack lunch. That's the bag that I'm talking about. And if that just rang a bell, then you and me ate out of the same kind of lunch bag. But anyway, a brown sack bag, whatever you want to call it. And after you have the handout colored, if you want, you would cut it out and then you can glue it on, tape it on, or staple it on to this bag. And this bag is not for you to give your child ideas. It's really cool if you just leave it up to them. But anyway, they're going to select 3 to 5 items that would fit inside of the bag that represent who they are, that represents what makes them special. What that might look like depends on exactly what's going on through their head. So you don't even need to say, what about that medal you won or that ribbon or the trophy? What about, you don't say any of that. You want them to think there's no pressure to get it in the 20 minutes. There's no pressure to get it that week,
But at school, there's going to be pressure, right? So this is kind of what you're going to do before they're expected to do like an all about me poster or introduce themselves at morning circle at school or whatever. You are giving them this language skill and figuring out what makes them unique to themselves so that they're able to communicate that first with you and then with others. So you're going to, you could give, if they're really stumped, you can model to them. You can just say, well, I have, first thing that popped in my head right now is like, I have this wedding ring and this is really special to me because I met your daddy and we were best friends and we loved each other so much and we wanted to start a family. And so this represents our love together. And you could go on and on and on. So I would put my ring in my bag and you can, also you can do this with them too. And if you have multiple kids, awesome. Or if you have like a really tight group of friends in your neighborhood or just friends in general or cousins. Oh my goodness. Do you know how jealous I am on a side note of how many kids have so many cousins? My children have one cousin and they've literally seen her like just twice and we love her so much, but she lives all the way across the country and they don't have any other cousins. So if you have cousins and you're close by, this would be so bomb to do because you're going to give them all a leg up, right? Like that's what we want. We want our kids to feel confident and be like, oh yeah, I can do an all about me project. I can do a poster. Let me model it for the class. I'll go first. We want that for your kid. So we're setting them up for success. We're setting them up for loving who they are. So what I've seen in the past with my own students is a lot of, trophies or ribbons. I've seen handwritten notes that they've kept. I've seen feathers. I've seen rocks and gems. I've seen Polaroid pictures. I've seen just totally little action figures. Someone brought like their little lovey that they slept with when they were a baby. Like be prepared, especially if you're a teacher listening to this and you do this activity, be prepared. You will cry. Like when kids get deep on what makes them who they are and to find something physical to represent that, oof, that pulls at the heartstrings, right? So say that your child's like, well, I don't know what to do. And okay. And also this is not just like go find your favorite toy. If they want to do that for one of their items, fine. But what would represent them that would set them apart from somebody else? So you could model yourself. You could, if you have another child that's older, they could model it. And you can make this into a whole family affair where you guys are all watching the presentation, you're applauding, you're asking questions. That's a huge one, especially if your kid's going into kindergarten. Especially preschool, they might start this. But when a kid presents, even if it's a small little about me bag or poster, the teacher will ask the students to come up with a thoughtful question. So not just like a question that they could answer or a compliment that's just like, oh, I like the color of your coloring, right? You don't want to have you want to come up with thoughtful questions for them. Like, I see that you brought a feather. What makes that feather special to you? How old were you when you got it? Was anyone else with you when you got that feather? That kind of stuff, you're going to have them be prepared to answer because those are kinds of things that will happen in the school setting. And this is something that they can repeat when they do go to school and they are asked to do some kind of presentation because most schools do have like an all about me type of project. And there you go. Then it's done. So I will say that on Teachers Pay Teachers is where I've always sold this all about me activity. It's my bestseller. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to put this in the preschool curriculum, just not as like in depth. Like you guys don't need parent letters and all of that kind of jazz. So what I did is I just put the template and the instructions so that you guys can literally just go with it today and use it with your child. Come here, Liam. How'd you get in here? You're joining my podcast right now. Say hi.
Hi.
I'm talking about the All About Me bag. Do you remember doing that where we had special items in a bag? Well, we get to do it again. That's the beauty of this preschool curriculum too, is I've done these activities in lessons with my kids over and over and over again, and they love it. They want to keep doing it. So we will be doing that right before school starts with both Liam and Kason again. But if you do this, go ahead and steal my first unit. It's absolutely free. I'll put it in the show notes and let me know how it goes. And if you have any questions, and I'll also put the preschool in there if you're like looking for a plan, you're done like piecemealing things together and you're just like, hey, I just want someone to tell me what's important for early childhood, what to teach, what to say, what to do. I'm your girl. I will also link the preschool curriculum below. Anyway, you've got this, and all it is really just thinking like a kid and building up their confidence, getting them excited to learn and love who they are. Do you have any last words that you'd like to say to anybody?
No.
That you love your mommy?
No.
What? All right, guys, keep thinking like a kid. I will see you next week.
Thank you for listening to Think Like a Kid. If this episode gave you an idea, a reframe, or a little win, the best way to say thank you is to share it with a friend or leave a quick review. It helps more parents and teachers find these conversations, and honestly, it means the world to me. Until next time, friend, keep meeting kids where they're at and keep thinking like a kid.